Hey guys, can you believe it's time for another video? I hardly can. Anyway, Shannon is down picking up a transmission for the Land Cruiser. I thought I would go over a little bit about what you're going to see in this video. But first and foremost, I want to reach out. I have an order, Lee in Washington. If the order from Lee in Washington came off for YouTube, I need you to check your email to confirm a shipping address. If you could do that for me, please, I would appreciate it. I have sent you a couple emails. Anyway, let me look at these notes Shannon sent me real quick. He did a lot of TLC this week trying to get the Jeep ready for Trail Hero. He says he did detailing, cleaning. He installed a new sound system from Diamond Audio. Thank you, Nathan, for the hookup. Filled in the hole where the old stereo deck was, made a glove box, rebuilt the taillight mounts, cut the rust out of the rear bumper, mounted the vintage KC lights back on it. And he also had to order some new gauges for the dash. The old ones were just really nasty, full of mud and stuff. You probably have seen that in previous videos. But that's a little bit about what you're going to see in the video. So if you guys are going to be at Trail Hero, make sure you come see us, come find us. We're setting up a cool booth at the fairgrounds where they have vendors set up this year, and we're hoping to have all 3 vehicles there. Thank you so much for all your interaction, all the kind words on our videos last week. That was fun doing the photo shoot. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. Get your alerts turned on. Let us know what you think, and we'll see you guys soon.
It's Sunday morning, and I got some Airbnb guests that came in yesterday, and our listing says it's a fenced yard, and they got some little dogs that can get underneath the gate. So this morning I'm going to cobble some junk together, make chicken salad, and fix it up so they can let their dogs roam the yard. I got a bunch of old remnant stuff that Donnie brought up, so I used this little 1.25 inch, and now I just gotta make some little straps that hold it to the bottom of my gate. There's like a 4-inch void, and their dogs are pretty small, so I'm just gonna split the difference and make this bolt to the bottom of my gate, and then later on I'll have it powder coated to match it when I take it back off. No one's gonna see it, but I'm gonna cap this. I'll cut that with a bandsaw right there, stick it on there, and then this will butt up against the bottom of the fence. We're gonna try and make it as nice as possible. So just like that. So we just got that right on the end there. Then we'll weld that up, sand it. I broke 3 saddles and put a hole through them. This is how I'll bolt it to the bottom of the gate. Okay, check her out. I covered it with Crust-Oleum. Now I'm gonna go out there and hang it. Well, now we can get on with Sunday Fun Day. You can see I put my tube down there. Now Trixie and Penny can't get out. Time to have some fun. I got my spicy Bloody Mary finally, and we didn't even run out of gas yet. Oh, look at that. My new favorite. And then we got some naked wings. It's football Sunday. Yep, Moose Henry's, everybody. Make sure you come have a nice beverage.
You better start.
And some good food. Oh yeah, oh, I'm sorry, we're out of gas. We're gonna have to walk home. We have a wedding to be at in an hour or 2.
Less than an hour.
Shannon's wedding?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So let's just hope that it does start. You never know. Yeah, it's been known not to.
Where'd I put my phone? When I got in, I set it down. So
Your what?
My phone.
Oh, wow. We got gas today, babe. Alright.
You always have gas.
Oh, you shut your mouth. She's the one that has gas. Let's go to the wedding. Yeah, who would have ever thought such a beautiful girl has gas?
Whatever.
Oh, yeah. Look at that beautiful wife of mine. luscious tart.
Tart.
Boss said I passed it. So I was turning around, then I look on the other side of the street, which she said it wasn't on, and look, there's the sign that says Bloom Wedding. We're at Sean and Gigi's wedding.
Yep. Congrats,
Over
guys.
here at Greg's. Oh, looky there, our favorite bartender.
Yeah. Yes. What are we drinking? What you got back there?
Bunch of booze.
Can you make
Tito's.
I don't have Tito's, I have regular vodka.
Can you
That'll
make a
work.
Paloma? Do you have
Oh, look at Mr. Perry.
Good.
Lover boy. Man, everybody's here. There's our favorite chef. What's up, Maddie?
Tailgating.
Good to see you. Oh yeah.
How are you? I was like,
It's been a very unproductive morning. I've been online just looking at different things, trying to research. I've never worked on one of these trucks, doing a solid axle swap on it. I mean, I can build anything, but I don't want to try and reinvent the wheel. I want to save him money and at the same time get him a nice product. And I talked to my buddy Randy Ellis a couple weeks ago, and he said, hey, get a hold of Steven over at Off-Road Design. And I called. He happened to be out on the UA trip with some other friends of mine, and I just got off the phone with Dave. Dave gave me Steve's number. I talked to Steve for a little while. He's very savvy about these things. He does a lot of Chevy trucks and swaps and stuff like that. So he's gonna put something together for me and send it over. And yeah, hopefully we can get this thing worked out and get old Zeb back to his hunting game in his new ride. It's a very clean truck. It's got a 5-inch lift on it right now that Rough Country built. A little tall for me, but I was telling Steven that, you know, we're gonna put a 60 in the front and probably a 14 in the rear, and he's got a spring setup that he likes to use that, you know, you can do a couple different custom packs, or we could go with something stock from Skyjacker or something like that. But I want to do the best, get him the best ride that he can, and it's something he's going to have for the rest of his life. He said he just wants a good hunting truck, so we'll see what Steve comes up with and get after it. I got the dash out of this. I'm going to undo all this wiring. This is some of this stuff I did, most of it I've kind of tried to pull out. Someone put these things in here, but it was a little simpler looking when I did it. This is probably my first wiring job ever, but I ordered some new gauges that weren't full of dirt. I'm gonna pull this dash off and clean it up, pull that deck out because it's no good, and I might try and put some kind of cubby in there just to fill the void. And we got Bluetooth coming for it and new speakers from Diamond Audio. Yeah, that's what we're doing today. Just some dumb things while I'm waiting for parts for that. We got quite the mess going on in here. Just trying to get this out so I can clean it up. Maybe we'll see what the heck we're gonna do with it. I don't know if I'm gonna start over or just clean it up. I'm not gonna change the look of it, but it is pretty rough looking, so maybe I can just polish it. And I'm thinking where that deck is, maybe I can put something in there, like a cubby hole or something like that. But oops, I got a manual gauge I gotta undo. So I'm trying to get the dash out of it, and it's got a manual water pump and oil. Water temp and oil pressure. So I'm trying to do everything, get it out of the way so I can pull it out of the dash. So we got to pull this out. I got a pipe plug to put in it until I can put it back together. Hopefully that seals it. All the gauges were good. I mean, no. That was the only gauge that was good, was the water pump, or the water temp. I'm not even sure I'd say good, but it looked good. It's one of them liquid filled ones, and it's got stuff all over it, so I don't know if it's leaking or what up at the gauge, but we will check it and hopefully it's good. Give this a little brake clean bath, get some of the crap off of it. Yep, she looks like new again. I'm not sure what the leaking was. You know, it's still got fluid in it and it's clear and whatnot, but I don't know. See if we can't get this out of here. Clean this garbage up. Yes, sir. Such butchery on this thing. This is pretty ugly. It's gonna be nice to get this radio out of there and put some Bluetooth in it and whatnot. Dumpster. And we got this. They make such good stuff now that we're gonna have a nice little sound system in this thing. Be back like when I was a kid. All the bumping music. Jess will be happy. She likes the music. I try to serenade her every now and then, you know. I will shine that up. So this is what my old diff lock used to look like, and it still works, but it's like it's not working real good, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna do what we usually do lately, the last, since I built this vehicle. We've been using these manual air valves since, I think, probably 97 or something like that. I started using them. A friend of mine turned me on to them. He worked in the pneumatic world, and I've used them ever since. Now you can actually get these through Power Tank, and they're very nice, and you can eliminate all the electric part of the ARB. I might even upgrade this pump. I'll check it before I do. I mean, it's mounted there and it works still, so I'll pressure check it. I know now we're running like 150, and I think back then that compressor ran at 90, so I'll have to get with them and find out what they think, if I should go to the new compressor or what. Well, we got rid of all this old junk. Put some new stuff, better stuff in there. And then what I'm thinking is where this deck was, I'm gonna drop this down a little lower, and I'm gonna make a little cubby that just kind of angles in where you can put your phone in there. That way, you know, your cigarette lighter's right here. You can run your cord over and tuck it in there when it's charging. Just a little update, and then we'll go ahead and round this hole out right here for this valve. And I'll put that, this will be mounted from behind, that way it looks nice and clean.
Usually I just do a hole the size of that knob and poke it through, but we're gonna go ahead and open it up and make it round this size. Should work out good, I think. We'll take the old tube stack and figure out what size hole we want. I'm thinking probably this size by the time I trace it. Yep, that's gonna look good. And then I'll just cut that out and barrel sand it. And it'll be about that same size, so. That's what we're doing. Okay, besides just cutting this hole out, I need to go bigger on the speakers. We're gonna be putting these Diamond Audio speakers in there. Same thing we put in the Scrambler. Very nice. And then we're gonna do some of their other speakers in Bluetooth. But this is gonna work out good because it's gonna wipe out all these stupid holes. And then I'll have nice fresh holes. And then when we're all done, we'll Scotch-Brite this and maybe polish it back out. I'm gonna go ahead and trace this. Look at that. Right dead center on them holes. And we're gonna do this right here. Don't you just love it when a plan comes together? I know I do. There we go. And I'll just cut them by hand. Got the speaker holes opened up and re-drilled. I got the ARB valve in there, that speaker hole. Now I've made me a little template to go in here to try and figure out where I want to make this little kind of a glove box, but I don't want a lid on it. I want it to be open. That way you can just slide your phone into the cubby, and I'm going to angle it down so that crap doesn't fall out when you put it on a steep incline. And we could even maybe throw one of them little stupid net thingies they do on some of the newer Jeeps, but I'm gonna put enough angle in it where I think it's gonna be fine for what I'm gonna be doing with this. This is mostly gonna be my cruiser. We might take it light wheeling, but once we get it back together, it's gonna be a kind of a fun family cruiser. So next thing, a little glove box to put in here. And then I'll polish this crap back up. I just got off the phone with Gary. He does all of our stickers, Gary Michaels. And I'm wanting him to make me a black splotch that covers all this up. I'm gonna go ahead and do some body work on it, mud it up, and I'm just gonna use flat black paint or primer to cover it, and I'll mask it off so it doesn't overspray everything. And what I'm gonna do is something like that, where just the M goes right there, so it'll be black splotchy around all this body work. And it won't be rough like this because I'm gonna re-mud it and sand it and everything. But I don't have time to paint it. So I figured, you know what? Everything I have is black, and Monster's my good sponsor, and we'll put a little black M on here for now till I get it painted and go from there. I think it'll be pretty cool. Zeb's supposed to be bringing me the right wheel up for it. He has the wheel that goes on it, and we're gonna try and take this to Sand Hollow and have it all cleaned up and looking good. Put a window that's not cracked in it, and we'll cruise it around a little bit. Get these ugly headlights off. I'll probably just rattle can all this stuff right here just to make it look okay. But anyways, and then I did some trading with a guy. He has the original KCs that I had on here, the stainless daylighters they call them. This is all concaved, and I made this for KCs back then. I know they're not my sponsor, but I'm just putting this back to OG. So hope you guys like it. Took the DA to it, got it all smoothed out again. Now I'm gonna make this little box for the cubby. Here's what I got. You can kind of see the angle in it, so it's gonna set in there so that everything kind of tries to stay in it. It's not sliding out and falling on you. And then these are my side pieces. So I'll go ahead and put this together, and then I'll weld it into the dash. Okay, let's get some glue on here. A little too close for comfort. That's a little better. Got my box all made. Now I just gotta weld this on and see if it fits. I'll spot it first. Okay, I got that mocked up with a piece of wood. Just happened to be the right size. So I'll spot that and get that all welded up. And we'll see how it goes from there. extra spots just to make sure it doesn't move. Got her welded in. Not the prettiest, but she's gonna get sanded off on the outside, and the back you won't see. Quick and easy. While I'm letting that cool off, someone left this in my truck when I got it detailed one time. So I'm using it. See how crappy them look? I've already done these just by hand. Looks a lot better. And then these pieces, I guess he got rear-ended or something and it pushed this in and a bunch of other crap. So I'll probably just remake these two pieces on each side. What do you think? She's coming around. Got the new speakers in, got the new little glove box pocket in there. New gauges are on the way, some that aren't full of mud. And all the switches and everything will stay the same except for the ARB valve I put in there to replace the electric. The wiring we'll put back up in there until I get ready to redo it all. But I think I'm gonna run to Harbor Freight real quick and get me some rubbing compound polishing pad type crap and see if I can kind of make this thing shine a little bit. Get it ready for Trail Hero. Well, good morning. I was craving some pork fried rice, so I got these pork shoulder steaks, 3 of them, and I cover them with Montreal, rub it in, and then I'll cover them with my poi, and you grill these, and then I dice these up and put them in my pork fried rice. It's very, very good. I'll have to try it. So I cover these very good. The more the better. And this also makes probably one of the best meals, just eating these pork steaks with this stuff on it. And when I put them on the grill, I like to cook them kind of fast, and I put just a little bit of a char on them. Oh my God, they're so good. But they're also good in pork fried rice. You can add shrimp or whatever. A couple of bags of these. 6 cups of rice. Mrs. C is doing the hard part, the rice. 5-minute rice. I'm doing the very hard part. Cooking these frozen vegetables. Usually I try to use fresh ones, but we're in a hurry. I'm chopping up a whole bunch of bacon to put in here. Normally I just cook it in there, but I had some that just pre-cooked for the grease for biscuits the other day, so I'm just chopping it up and throwing it in. And I got the pork steaks on there, and I'll kind of drizzle this over it as they cook after I flip it and stuff, just to get that caramelization on there from the mai poi. I had 6 cups of rice, and I put a stick of butter in here to melt. That'll kind of help brown the rice when we throw it in the pan a little bit, and also give it good flavor. So that's how we do that. We'll let that melt, and then we'll mix that in with the vegetables.
The grill master out here at 7:45 a.m.
Making dinner for the girls.
Yep, they're gonna like it. It smells good. Could we eat it for breakfast?
Yeah, we can. I'll let that one go just a little bit more. Yeah, we can definitely eat them for breakfast. Then we won't have dinner.
Okay, next up, adding the rice that I cooked. It took me a long time this morning. Looks
5
delicious.
minutes. You did a good job.
Oh, I usually do.
It's not even burnt.
I don't typically burn rice or anything else for that matter. You're the one who likes burnt shit. Like pancakes, you guys. He eats burnt
Well,
pancakes.
the black flavoring, kind of like on the pork chop.
Now, I will admit, I like a burnt hot dog and I like a burnt marshmallow.
You're not
Shut
burning my
up.
hot
We're
dog.
cutting it.
Can't forget a dozen eggs scrambled to mix in there. And then one of my favorite ingredients I put in last, mung bean sprouts, whatever the hell these are. These are freaking delicious. You don't want to cook them too long because they disappear and get all stringy. Oh yeah, then we stir the eggs in. And then we add a little sewer sauce. Quite a bit, actually. I just keep adding it for flavor. So you like.
What you doing?
So this is my favorite part is the pork fried steak shoulders, whatever the hell you call them. But the hardest part is not eating them all before you get it in the fried rice. Yeah.
I'm eating some fried egg.
As she's sitting there eating my goodies before we have
It's
it.
breakfast time. I'm just eating some eggs, guys.
This stuff is so good though. Even if you don't put it in your fried rice. Ugh.
Yeah, we do like those pork steaks for dinner.
Yeah, they make good dinner. Voila. Pork fried rice. And look at, she gets to do all the easy work. Yeah. Zebulon brought us another piece of the puzzle. How you doing, buddy? Check that out. He's got his 60. Now we got something to play with. We started working on his dash last night. Yeah, get that 60 unloaded. Got it, Zeb? I'm just gonna set it on the ground right here for now, and then I'll put it on a pallet where I can move it around. No, I'll do it in a little bit. That way it's out of the way. Oh yeah, time to get rolling. Zeb got that axle up to me. We got it all unloaded this morning. And I'm gonna be working on the rubbing this thing out today. I rubbed a little spot last night. Check that out. It's all faded and stuff, so I'm gonna shine it up a little bit and doll it up some more. All right, I'm gonna start by pulling this seat out. It's very simple. I just got sliders with some studs, kind of like I've always done. Let me show you one of the seat mounts that I did over here. You can tell this was back in the day because I left these corners sharp, but it just sets in and flops back and rests on this. This was one of my very first Jeep. Well, this is the first Jeep I ever built, and where I got all these ideas was from these hood hinges and windshield stuff. I love it because you just kind of fold it over and you can pull it right off. So that one's bolted in because it has a seat slider, but yeah, keep it simple. It's always nice. And the reason I did this was so that I could get into my compartment here. And the seat belts, they just have little quick clips on them. These are a little old. Some old Simpson seat belts, so I'll have to freshen them up and get some smaller ones that don't cut into your belly. I got all the bolts for the nuts undone on the seat. So nice and easy, like it should be.
Gotta love me some coffee in the morning, especially with my fried rice, right?
Lots of fuzzies on this new pad. That's why I pulled it outside. So I got this tail light corner off, cleaning it all up, repairing the dents in it and stuff. There's a couple screw holes they put. They just got screw happy with the screw gun to hold stuff on. You know me, I hate screws. So just cleaning that up, and I'm getting rid of the steel framework that was behind it because all it does is hold dirt. And I'm gonna go ahead and weld a flange on here that I can bolt through instead of having the steel framework. So the look will still be the same. I'm just getting rid of a piece of crap that holds dirt. So I've taken a piece of aluminum and cut it and broke it. Now I'm gonna weld it, and then I'll drill holes in this, and this will bolt right to the part. Just kind of eliminates having that. I'm not sure why I did this, maybe because I didn't know how to weld aluminum back then, but it was actually siliconed to this, and I made this framework. And then this bolted in. But since they wrecked it and re-goobered it up, I'm cleaning it up. So you can kind of see where I had that siliconed. I've been slicing on it with a razor knife. Now I'm gonna come out here and pry it off. I used to silicone a lot of stuff back in the day. It holds very good, but you can kind of see when I say good, it holds really good. We'll try to, yeah. So I'm just gonna weld that on there, get rid of that stupid framework. I mean, I'm not sure why I did that back in the day. Maybe because I just didn't know any better, but easier just to weld a piece. Off of here, bumpers over here. I used some real thin sheet metal when I built this, and you can see it's just rusted out. I'll probably have to cut that out and redo it, and probably have to repaint the bumper, unfortunately. But that's the only way to get rid of this thin rust and stuff. I'll put a thicker piece in there. You can kind of see I had a receiver in here. This was my license plate holder. This went in, and there's a little set screw underneath. It ain't been out 30 something years. It was kind of tight. Pieces are starting to show up. I got a new speedometer that's not all nasty and full of dirt. And Mark Varela reached out to me on, I don't know what, YouTube or whatever, but he said, hey, I got some lights. So thank you, Mark, very much. I very much appreciate it. These are gonna go right on here. I took the old ones off. That little ball sets in here. I made these when I built the Jeep, so it had Casey's on there. So yeah, thanks, Mark, for the Casey's. She's looking a lot better, that's for sure. We're getting rid of these screws, putting 1024 threads in here, because I like threads, not screws. Not bad, huh? Pretty clean. Got rid of the stupid box tube. Now we're just bolted directly up. Now I just got to put some plugs on there because they had it butt spliced. And we're going to get it rewired anyway, so what do you think? And we got this side done. The whole thing's kind of been rubbed out, so I haven't actually wiped it down yet because I'm gonna scrub this up, and Jess is out looking to see if she can find something that matches that where I can just spray on it for now so it doesn't look like a bunch of nasty people on it. And now I'm going to try and take some of this rust off. Luckily, it looks like it's just got underneath the paint, not through the material, but we'll see what it looks like when I get done. Okay, it's rusted out too bad. It's got holes in it. So I'm just gonna cut out bigger, try and cut it out of there, and I'll put a new one in and sand it, and I'll just paint just the perimeter black for now until we have time to get it to the paint shop. You can see she's 8 through. This was probably a piece of like 18 gauge I rolled in there just to make it easy. Remember, this was my first bumper. She's starting to look new, folks. Got the flares all cleaned up and put back on. Tail light bezels and everything are all cleaned up and looking good. I wiped the cage down. Hopefully Jess finds some of this stuff to just spray over that so it don't look like redneck crap. And then as soon as I get done and get me some Bondo, I'll grind this out and Bondo this and try my little sticker idea out. And Zeb brought me that other wheel over there. I got to clean it up and get a new tire on it. And some new tires on the whole thing. Now I think I'm going to go ahead and cut this piece out real quick. Wish me luck. See what I got going on here. I just cut that out. Wow. No wonder it rusted. The bottom side wasn't welded, it was just had seam sealer on it. So I must have just welded the top and not the bottom, and then just was able to get water down in there. I got it all cleaned out where I can weld something in there, and I'm gonna use 1/8 inch flat strap this time. I'm gonna cut this down to 1 3/4, and then I'll start rolling it. I got my 2 tube stacks bolted to the bench, and I'll drop the size to this radius where I can just bend it around it and kind of keep on trucking. Okay, now let's get this spotted together. And I always put my seam where it's on the top. That way you can't see it, but it doesn't really matter. Okay. Now we'll sand that and start putting it in. And the purpose for starting and stopping is to let the disc cool so it doesn't burn a spot in it, and especially because that was just welded. So before I slide this piece in here, I'm gonna put I've got a grommet and a light. I need to punch a hole in here for. I got this all set up. I had an X on there, but I'm gonna let it go where it wants to because I need to. Nice. Need to put a hole for the light to go out the back of the bumper. Make it where it lines up. Should be using my nice little step bits, but I'm too lazy to walk over there and get them. I went ahead and put a small hole in here and I'll sand it so it drains easy before I weld this all together. But I don't feel like trying to close these off and doing all that. So I know there's gonna be water getting back in there, moisture, just so it has a place to drain, it'll be fine. I went with thicker metal than what I had, so it's gonna last my lifetime anyway. Get my drill shavings out of there. Okay. Might sand that down a little bit so it drops down so I have a little bit more filler weld. Okay. Now we got a nice little gap to weld. Weld it up. And we're gonna weld this bottom this time. That'll keep from letting water in also. Sent me these. That's what I had on here. I'm trying to make it original. I mean, if I had my choice, I'd put Baja Designs on it, but this thing's going to be back like it was when I owned it. So I had to do a little surgery. I had to open that up on the inside so that I could put a 3/8 bolt in there. I believe that's how they used to come. I can't remember. I might be wrong. Maybe I did this same thing, but this has a 1/2-inch bolt that holds it. So I had to drill that out. But these little mounts were actually made for, you can see how it's cupped so that ball fits in there and you can adjust it and everything. But I thought it would be cool just to kind of be original. And I got it all together. I thought that was pretty cool back then when I did it 30-something years ago. But now everybody mounts them there. So here's what I had to do. I had to drill this right in there to get this bolt out. So let's do this one. Then I take my big old step bit. Then I take my unibit, lots of bits. Then I got a rotary file. A lot of work for this bullshit, huh? And then I take that out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is something new compared to what they had 30 years ago. I think they've changed it, but I might be wrong. Get all the shavings out of there. And then I just take and put a flanged 3/8 bolt in there. Well, we got quite a bit done, I guess. All this stuff. I recoated the floor with just some rattle cans. Better than nothing. Trying not to spend too much money on this dang thing. I think I've got another shifter. I'm gonna change this one out. This thing's a pain in the butt. It always has been. I've got a little B&M gate shifter. So it looks the same, but it's a gate shifter instead of that stupid lever thing. Coming along pretty good. I'm gonna go to the valley in the morning, pick up the transmission for the Land Cruiser. I'm gonna take this bumper down that I redid and I'm gonna get it sandblasted because it's just got so much crap and rust and old paint on it. But we got it redone tonight. And hopefully when I get back up here, I can clean this one more time and just rattle can some satin black on the front of that, make it look good, get this wheel changed, and see if I can still do body work. We're gonna cover it up anyway, but I'm gonna try and do somewhat of a nice job, if you know what I mean.